It is said that we all have a story, and our stories make us who we are. So in the last reel, Joy, you mentioned that you have a story.
Yeah.
And we are curious. We are curious to hear what your story is.
I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would strike such curiosity, but yeah, I do.
I think it's because our stories, when we talk about our stories, they help other people just learn and understand themselves even more.
True.
And today I'm very excited, and so are other people, to hear your story. So let's start. Who's Joy?
Joy is bubbly, cheeky, epitome of strength,
Wow.
go-getter, and I like things a certain way. I used to have OCD until children checked into the picture, and it went off the window, but now it's back because they are older, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. It has cost me some jobs, but yeah, I speak my mind because it's important for you to speak.
Yes,
To speak up and speak what your truth is.
Yeah.
Respectfully so, but speak your truth. So that's Joy. I'm learning to introduce Joy for who she is, not what she does.
All right.
If you noticed, I didn't say what I do.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Picking your values and celebrating you, and picking what are those strengths that you can thrive and ride on, so that then whenever you're down, that's what you remember. You're strong.
I
Keep
absolutely
going.
love that.
You're bubbly, so be happy. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And please take us, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
We want to really get to know Joy. So yeah, tell us, where were you born, and how was childhood like growing up?
People think I'm born in Nairobi and nothing. I am from Nyeri Town, County, Karatina to be precise. And that stigma for Nyeri women, bring it on, man. But really, I was born in Nyeri County.
Okay.
Born and bred there, actually.
Right.
I came to study in Nairobi.
Okay.
And ended up living in Nairobi.
Okay, when did you come to Nairobi?
For my university studies, which was 2004, thereabout.
Okay.
Yeah, that tells you around.
Okay, so primary and secondary.
Nyeri County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any siblings?
No, my parents were blessed with one child.
Okay.
But they have been parents to many of my cousins, whom sometimes I call brothers, and then other times when we are not in talking terms, you're my cousin. Yeah. So, but I've grown up in a home where people say I'm spoiled. I say I'm spoiled for attention.
Oh wow.
Because you see, with one child, who else will they give their attention if not me?
For sure.
Yeah. So I've grown up. I grew up with a mom who was, it's my way or the highway, like this,
Very strict.
disciplinarian. My dad was the one for amekuchapa pole. So
Like good cop, bad cop.
yeah, so she was a bad cop. He was a good cop. But in that bad cop raising me, when I turned 13, she realized, here I'm losing a fighting battle if I continue telling her it's my way or the highway. So what she did was come down to my level and become my friend, because she realized one thing that's not working for her is that she didn't have sisters that she can
Talk
to and do life with. So when we're in the house, we became friends.
Okay.
So she was the first person I would run to. And so to date, she's my BFF.
Oh,
she's the one I call and I'm like, where are you? Can you talk? So imagine. Yeah. And I like that. I like the relationship I have with my mom, and I hope, if not 100%, I can get to 80% with my girls.
Oh, super.
So that they can be the first person, I can be the first person they run to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad is a very quiet person. So when it's the three of us, let's just say we are the chatterboxes, and he's the guy who says whatever they said. But he's an amazing dad, a very supportive dad to date. He's a kind of person, when I go quiet for 2 days, he normally says, there's something wrong, call her. Yeah. So am I spoiled? No. But have they given me love? Yes. Have they given me attention? Have they raised me the best way they knew how. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for how they brought me up.
Okay.
If I talk to people, most people get surprised that I'm an only child. I don't behave like one. I behave like I have siblings, younger girls and boys who are looking up to me. But I think it's because of the way my mom raised me. She was raising me to prepare me for the world. Not an egg. She was preparing me for the world. She was telling me, out here, no.
The discipline,
You
the
know.
strict guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Any fond memories? What's one memory that comes to mind right now when it comes to your childhood?
So, I was in high school. And then, you know the way you go for hockey and all these sports?
You're in hockey?
Yeah.
So was I.
But for like almost all of 2 terms. And then I quit. So I used to go to these high schools for the hockey tournaments and everything. Then I met a guy. So you know the way we used to tell them fake names?
Yeah.
So I told him my name was Mabel. I was reading a book and the author was called Mabel. I can't even remember what it was. I didn't want to tell my real identity, so I said my name is Mabel. So he wrote me a letter. And then it was midterm. So I went home with my letter. And then I responded while on midterm. Chick forgot the letter at home and went back to school. So my mom is cleaning up and
Chick
everything.
has a strict mom.
And I have a strict mom, yeah? So she finds the letter in my room. And she reads it. And she's like, okay. So school's closed. I come home. We used to chit-chat with my mom till 3 in the morning. My dad used to wake up like 4 times. He gave up. He's like, what are you guys talking about that you can't talk about during the day? Then we'd tell him, leave us. We're catching up, yeah? So she tells me, oh, by the way, there's something I found. Let me bring it.
Okay.
I was like, I'm wondering, what is this you brought? So she comes and she gives me this letter. I was like, oh, shoot. Now I have to explain who this is. That time I'm in Form 2. I've gone to look for boys instead of reader. So she tells me, tell me about him. What's his name? What does he? Which form is he at? I think it was in Form 3. Who is he? Which school?
Who are his parents?
Yeah. I'm like, mommy, I don't know his parents, but say no, we're the high school. That's where we go for hockey and everything. And she listened to me and she's like, what do you like about him? And I'm like, he's cute. You know, as in, so now I just got into the teenage I was, and I started talking to her. My fondest memory of that was I was expecting a rant. I was expecting a beating, actually. You know the way we were raised, But what she did was she came down to my level because she needed to understand why is she entertaining this, and is there anything that I need to help tell her to look out for. That has been my fondest memory because I think that's what broke my wall with my mom. Because at teenage, they build walls.
True.
We all tend to build walls and we don't let our moms in. That for me just brought it down, and I knew I had a friend in her and she had my back. That's my fondest memory.
So it was all in the approach.
Yes.
Super.
Yeah.
So now let's go to campus. How was campus like?
So before even we get to campus, I got saved when I was 10.
Oh wow.
And what
memory right there.
What got me there was I used to hang out, because of being an only child, you know, you hang out with only grown-ups. So you tend to gravitate towards older people. They are more fun because it's just your mom and your dad. So I used to hang out with this couple and their sister. And the sister was crippled. Oh. But her love for God.
Wow.
I couldn't get it. Wow. I'm like, you're a cripple, but you love God so much. So one day I started asking about this God. Then she asked me, would you like to know him? I'm like, yeah, okay. That's how I got saved.
Wow. Oh, that's
so I didn't think much of it then. So I think it's been a journey then of getting to know who this God is and what he's about and having a relationship with him. So even before campus, I had a set way, and I had value systems that I knew this is what defines me, this is what I'm going to do. So I come to campus, and the first thing people are doing is Naivasha, Vegas, weekend things. Vegas, and what happens, and all the everything that happens there stays there. Let me tell you, I built a bubble of my own. So in this bubble, I only let you in if I felt safe.
Okay.
Why? Because I'd put in my mind, I am not sleeping around. I am not going to drink myself silly. I came here to study, so that's what I'm going to do. So I created a bubble, and that's what I used to let people in on.
Okay.
So my value system saw me date people for all of 3 months, 6 months. I don't think I ever dated beyond 6 months, because after 6 months, a guy is going to ask you, is that? So I'll tell him, I'll tell guys.
6 months is even.
I know, right? I'll tell him, if it sucks you on, there's the door.
Kanyaga kubwa.
Kanyaga. And it would help me sift and filter them out. So come around after I've finished school, I've started working, and meet this guy. Let me tell you, that guy has studied me. Do you know what he did?
What did he do?
He made friends with my roommate.
Okay.
For the years I was in campus.
Very clever guy.
What does she like? What does she?
Very strategic.
How does he look? How does she look when she's tired? When she's upset?
The guy had done his research.
Stuff on me. So on our first date, we went to Naivasha. I was like, Kusha Mimi, this Naivega story, it has finally caught up with me. But the whole journey through, he just told me, I just want to know more about you. As I'm talking, he'll complete some of my sentences, and I'm like,
yeah.
So, ndani ya box, pop! Because I couldn't understand, how do you know me so well? But one thing that drew me to him was that he knew what he wanted. He knew where he was going. Okay. So for me, that gave me a sense of security. Okay. Because if you know where you're going, I'm safe with you. Yeah. But if you don't know, then I'm a bit confused. I don't do well with confusion. So we started dating. 6 months in, he proposed, and I told him, chill. Please don't ask me that question, because I might just run away. I wasn't used to people who knew what they want and went for it. I knew guys who were saying, let's just flow, let's be friends. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Exactly. So in 2010, beginning of 2010, he proposes. Now I think, was it the third time? I was like, okay, yes. I say yes. Like, are you sure? Have you had enough time? I'm like, yes. So we're game, yeah? We're doing this life. We're going to get married. So my walls came down. And one thing led to another. And we conceived before marriage. Remember, I'm a church girl? Oh, yes. And I was serving. And I was serving in church. So, you know, we've already done something wrong.
With a strict mom.
Yeah, and we've already done something wrong. But remember, my mom is my BFF. Yeah. So even I didn't know I was pregnant. So Shizan was telling me, I called her, I told her, I'm craving tangerines, spinach. I was craving weird things. I don't know what it is. Like, what do you think it is? She, of course, she knew what it is. I told her, maybe I have video. She laughed. She's like, well, the last I checked, when you have worms, they don't crave stuff.
They don't crave for spinach.
Yeah. So, how about this? Go and do a test. I'm like, a test for what? See, pregnancy. I'm like, from where? Then she's like, by the way,
this is mom telling
and this is my
that.
mom. Remember, we are BFFs. So she's the first person I'll tell stuff, be good or bad. So I went and I told her, okay, fine, I'll do it for you. Me, I don't think I'm pregnant, but I'll do it for you.
If you insist, I'll go do the test.
20 minutes in, positive. Nani kama joy, I never believed. So I called my gyna. My gyna laughed. He's like, are you doubting? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, fine, go and do an internal one, the ultrasound one. I was like, sawa. This guy is looking at me the sense of, whatever will make you convinced, fine, let's do this. Yeah. So we went to Hosi, we checked in, and then the ultrasound also confirmed. Doubting Thomas joy. Oh, I'm still doubting. So they asked me.
You were in denial.
I was in denial. I had a vision of how my life should turn out, and this was not it. So I went. They told me they can do an internal one, the intravaginal one. I was like, do that.
Okay. I've never even heard of that.
So they did that one. It's very uncomfortable. It tells me, you see that dot? That is your confirmation. Like, wait. There's a second one. I'm like, say what now?
Oh wow. Okay.
Do you want to hear their heartbeats? I'm like, what?
Heartbeats. Not
I'm
heartbeats.
like, wait. What do you mean? He's like, yeah, there are two. And I had their heartbeats, and that was it. I was
Confirmation.
like, done.
Like
I am done. As in, there's no turning away from this. Then he asked me, have you looked to get pregnant for long? I'm like, I wasn't looking to get pregnant.
That wasn't
in
part
the
of
first
the
place.
plan.
Yeah. So we went. I came back. But please note, he was taking me to hospital for moral support. He didn't come in. He was convinced on urine test.
Okay.
That,
so
he for him it was a done deal.
Okay.
So this was for
Was
my
this
own,
taking you for you to believe.
my own, a confirmation. So he's waiting outside, and then I go and I sat next to him. He's like, so are you convinced now? I'm like, well, yeah, twice.
Yeah, I'm double convinced.
Like, I'm double convinced. He's like, what do you mean? Let's just say we're expecting twins. He's like, are you serious? Where I was expecting a cringe or a frown, excitement hit him. I was like,
oh wow,
you're weird.
Wow.
Like, oh gosh, how are you not scared? I was, by the way, I think I reacted like a guy. For you can't be sick, you can't be pregnant. For him, he's like, yay. Then I called my mom. Remember, she's the one who told me to go.
Yeah, just go and.
So I call her, and I call her, and I'm like, hi mom. So yeah, you were right. I am pregnant.
Double right.
Double right. She's like, wait, what? Twins. My mom screamed over the phone.
Wow.
And then I told her, remember, I've grown up an only child, and I'm a girl. So my vision of my life was I was going to live my life right. Marry right. You know, I was on a path. Then now,
straight path.
this has happened, and my path has just gone AWOL,
Yeah.
So I told my mom, this is between us. I'm coming home over the weekend. Do not tell Dad. I am coming to tell him myself. She's like, okay. She went to bed. Nani, wake up.
The excitement was too much.
She couldn't contain the excitement. He was told, and then he was told, don't tell I told you.
Oh yeah, act like you don't know.
Yeah. So I go home over the weekend by myself. He offered to come home with me. I told him, you're going to be killed. Let me go home by myself. I shall tell my father. I went, I told my dad. Please note I was working. I wasn't in school. I'd graduated the Wachira. So I sat him down, and we're talking, catching up, and then he tells me, how's work? Good. So now, Dad, I have this.
Have something
and then I
to tell
told
you.
him. And then I even gave him the ultrasound. Then he was like, watoto ni wazuri. They're welcome. I was like,
wow.
That's not the reaction I was expecting. The reaction from my mom for excitement and my dad was...
You didn't expect that.
I didn't see that coming. So now we are pregnant, and there's this man. We are supposed to get married.
And they didn't ask you, so...
Where is he and everything? He asked.
Okay.
And they had met with my mom, but he hadn't met my dad yet.
Okay.
So now after that, he says... Apana.
Okay.
And so when now we decided, okay, so this is what's going on. My dad told me, do not get married because you're pregnant.
Oh wow,
that's not the reason to get married.
Yeah, wisdom right there.
Then I told him, I hear you, Dad, but I'd said yes in January.
He'd already asked.
At the beginning of this year, I had already said yes.
Yeah.
So
this is not
if I get married, it won't be because I am
having
pregnant.
babies,
I had already thought through from a sober point
yes
of
to this
and said yes to this man. He's like, okay, sir. So one thing led to another, and my fiance started pushing for, you want to come with me? I want to come with my people. I want to come with my people. My dad, what he was forgetting is this is his only child. So you let him come to terms with the fact that she's actually going.
Yeah.
So he was having a hard time giving a date. You know, it's the father who should give you a date so that your people come.
Yeah, you cannot give.
He's like pushing. We're coming next weekend. My dad at some point told me, enough. I don't want him in my compound.
Oh no.
Because now he was pushing. At some point, it looked like we were not going to get together.
No.
My mom asked me, do you love him? I'm like, yes. Okay. Tell him, go home and look for him and tell him to come on this particular day. I'll have to talk to your dad.
Wow.
So I told him, stop pushing. when my dad is ready, he'll give you a date. But if you keep pushing, this
Just
is not,
making
this
him-
won't work.
Yeah.
And he'll block you completely from accessing you. So he's like, sour. So on the day he was told to come, he came. And when he talked to my mom told him, you need to understand this is his only child. So he's having a hard time coming to terms with letting go.
Yeah.
And you asking for a date for your people to come is actually him accepting that she's gone.
Yeah.
So that's why he's having a hard time. When he's ready, he will let you know. But now, go and have coffee with him, get to know him.
I love that. Your mom is so wise.
Yeah. So we left them to have coffee, and as guys went. And they ironed out things, and now my soon-to-be husband was following and waiting for the guide
Okay.
from my parents. Date is set. His people come.
Okay.
And when they came, that night, I remember my dad sat me down and told me, you know you're someone's wife now, customarily.
Oh, wow.
With such a heavy heart. With such a heavy heart for,
Hajj is now married. Yeah.
under the customary law, you're a wife.
Umetoka nyumbani.
As in, you're not my girl, you're a wife now. And I could feel that,
Heaviness.
yeah, that
Of
heaviness.
those words.
Yeah. So that was July, around 18th. So we are back in Nairobi. Life is going on. We are waiting for the next date. The next date had been set for his people to come back, right? So remember the inauguration of the Constitution, 2010 August,
Yeah.
right? So
There's so
Kibaki,
much hullabaloo about
and I
it.
remember Kibaki gave a holiday. And Kenyans and holidays, we love holidays,
Oh,
right?
yes, we do.
So we decided his mom wasn't feeling well. So we went and we decided to go see her, did some shopping and we decided to go see her. When we went to his house, the part I did mention is when he introduced me to the mom, she didn't receive me too well,
Okay.
right? So she used to say hi to me, that was it. Every time I would go to visit. So this particular time, she's already been home. So now we've gone to see her. He left me there and went. So it's just me, the mom, and the sisters.
Okay.
And the mom kept asking me, so is that your compound where we came for
The Russia.
the Russia, yes. Is that all the stuff that we were given to, you know, the way the mom of the home gifts, gives you back the baskets full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were all those from the shamba and everything? I'm like, yeah. And how many acres is that? So she was asking
Those
very
are-
interesting questions.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Those
But
are
for
very
the first time,
interesting
that's the first time I had a conversation with his mom.
questions. Okay.
Like one-on-one. Then later he comes and he tells me we need to go home. That was around 7 p.m.
Okay.
So we go home. We had been given this, we had been given a lot of porridge to take. So we look at each other and we're like, this porridge is going to go bad between us. So let's go and distribute it to our friends. We used to live in Langata. So we go past our friend's house. We even chill kidogo. And then we decide to leave and go back home. It's around almost 10 p.m. So we are parked outside his apartment. And we talked kidogo. What he used to do is, he was a perfect gentleman, by the way, but a perfect gentleman for me. He used to open doors for me,
Oh, wow.
hold my hand.
Wow.
He set a bar, quite a high bar.
Clearly he did.
He did. So this night, he comes out, and instead of coming round to open my door, he comes out and I can hear him talking to people. And I'm wondering, it's almost 10, who is he talking to?
Yeah.
Then he comes into back into the car and gives me this look of Nikubaya.
Okay.
So I was at the co-driver seat. As soon as he's given me that and yanked, he's now gone back outside the car, I hear a tap on my window. So instead of opening the door, I locked it.
Yeah.
So no one can access
mean,
it.
yeah.
Then now, things changed. Guns click. He's at the back. 3 guys with guns, and there's someone who has taken over the car. Carjacking in progress.
Whoa.
And I was like,
Whoa.
oh shoot, this is terrible.
Whoa.
How pregnant was I? Maybe 6 weeks. 6
Okay.
weeks. It wasn't showing.
Yeah, that's what it wasn't visible.
Yeah. They decide to take over the car, and then it's inauguration day. It's a Friday night, so they're asking, which side do we go? Do we go to Nyayo side? Do we go to which side? They're like 20 sides are Rongai. I'm sure there are no cops on that side. So he was sandwiched between 2 guys here and a guy on this side. When they locked the doors, they actually cocked the guns and told us, by the way, lest you think they're toys, yeah, these are real guns.
Don't play.
Yeah. Bring your monies, everything.
Wow.
And my wallet didn't have cash. And his wallet, I think, had 1,500. You know, it was when everyone was carrying money in plastic cards. It was either in your card or you don't have money. So they decide we go to Rongai side. So as they're driving, this guy who took control of the car touched my breast.
Ooh.
So the story has changed now. Nataka udem.
Oh my God, Jesus, hallelujah. Wish.
So now he's looking at them for no, you can't. You can't do that. We've cooperated.
There.
We are not
everything.
fighting. We've given you everything. Then he's like, you and you're not protecting Jonataka.
Oh God.
So the more he's protecting, the more he's saying, Nataka
The more
udem.
they're getting agitated.
Yeah. So even brought in
What's
that
going
element.
on in your mind at that time?
Me, I'm in shock. I was okay with Kajaka's dumper somewhere. The moment he touched me, now I froze. Yeah. So we went and we are driving. He started telling them, she's pregnant, leave her alone. You're going to get her into shock. She might miscarry. You don't want death on you.
No.
Leave her alone. The more he's doing that, the more this guy is saying, Natakode.
Oh God.
So the story changed from, we are going to dump them somewhere, to, we are looking for a kichaka so that I can have this tree. So at some point, the other counterparts started saying, okay, sawa, kama utamtaka hata sisi tutanini.
Oh Jesus.
There are 4 of them. That time I'm shaking.
I can imagine.
I don't know what to say. I'm in freeze mode. So we're driving past park something on Rongai. Then we get to the entrance just before you go branch off to Masai Lodge. There was a roadblock. I thought saving grace.
Yeah.
So we were stopped so that oncoming cars hit up.
Okay.
Where we stood, when we opened when you open the window, you can actually hold the police.
Oh, okay.
But when I look back, the gun is to his head. So I'm wondering, how do I create something that will make the cops know that there's trouble here?
Yeah.
So I roll down the window, and then I say, habari yako officer? He's like, mzuri. Woo! Not screaming for excitement, the nduru. The cop did nothing. And we were let go. And I knew I am done.
Wait, you screamed?
Yes.
And the guy could see?
Yes.
And the guy could tell you're in trouble?
Yeah. They even yanked my hair so that I stopped screaming. The cop did nothing. So we were let go. And I knew I am done. Any ounce of grace that they were going to
that
give
had
me,
been left.
that's
zero.
gone.
Yeah.
So after we've passed the roadblock, I look behind, because I'm looking at Henderson's of what do I do? And then he told me, get out. I'm like, no. He's like, get out. I don't know where adrenaline checked in. I opened the door, put my leg out. And because the car was on speed, it's speeding. My dad tried to explain the physics behind it, but something yanked me out as opposed to pushing me back into the car. And I came out of the car and I rolled.
Oh.
As soon as I stopped rolling, I stood up and I continued screaming.
Okay. Is the car still moving? Has it stopped?
It didn't stop, they continued.
Okay. Are there other oncoming vehicles?
Remember, it's just 10:30.
Okay.
People are still going home, yeah? Kenyans be Kenyans. When you see someone screaming, you look, and then you go home and you're like,
to give stories.
Kuna mtu alikuwa
Or
na
you
scream
take
kwa
photos.
barabara,
Yeah.
you know. So no one was helping, but the cops could hear me scream from where I stood.
Okay.
So they walked up to me. They're like, Nini, madam? I'm like, I'm the one who said hi to you. Oh, no, only scream.